Sometimes, the best way to understand the country is to step off the paved roads and walk into its woods. Today, I'm hiking the Fautelfiels Trail, a path that packs thousands of years of human history into just a few kilometers. From ancient Stone Age settlements to a secret chapel hidden deep inside the rocks, this is a story about the secrets that we leave behind in the stone. I just arrived in the city where I'm gonna do my walk. And I came in a van. The place is so small that it's not even worth it to have a bus to come here. And I didn't see a sign to start the walk, but usually there's a sign at the beginning of the trail, but this one doesn't have. Maybe it's too small one. I'm not even sure like I can call this a hike, because it's just 5 kilometers and something very light, and it's past 12 now. I'm hungry, so I think I'm just gonna find a place to sit, and I'm gonna have my sandwiches, and then I will finally start the walk. I think there are some interesting things to see here today. I hope so. Because it was a kind of a long trip, more than 1 hour. This trail starts near Blachette, right at a Neolithic site. Long before Luxembourg was a country, Stone Age communities built their lives in these woods. Walking past these ancient markers feel like a quiet reminder of how temporary our own routines really are. When I arrived, the weather was sunny, and what was a beautiful blue sky soon turned into a slightly cloudy and windy day. Le lit appartient donc à une des plus anciennes plantes cultivées et a été utilisée depuis l'époque. I think these are the new leaves that are starting to grow. It's so amazing that the tree looks dead. It is dry, and then as soon as we start getting close to the spring, things just start to become alive again. Look at the birds. Oh, so many. have the soil. Yeah, I think that's what it's explaining here. Le sol de la forêt. And here we can see it. Well, you can barely see it because you see my reflection in the glass. But yeah, that's very interesting. It's like cutting a piece of the land and putting it here for people to see what's inside.
As the forest path climbs higher, the trees open up to a view over the Alzette Valley. From up here, everything below looks completely still. The valley itself was carved out over millions of years by the Alzette River. It's the kind of view that forces you to stop walking, take a breath, and just appreciate the scale of the landscape. Tucked directly inside a natural cave in the sandstone sits the mysterious Fautelfiels Chapel. It feels completely hidden from the rest of the world. Back during the French Revolution, when traditional religious practices were banned, local priests and believers would slip into these woods in secret. They held hidden masses right here in the dark, using the heavy stone walls to muffle their voices. Though it sat abandoned for generations, heavily vandalized and closed up in the 70s, local volunteers in the commune stepped in to save this place around 2013. They restored the cave and added a beautiful hand-painted triptych by a local artist, ensuring this hidden sanctuary survives for the next generation. The trail got its name from this massive rock formation, the Fautelfiels. These walls are made of Luxembourg sandstone, which is famous for creating deep crevices, caves, and overhangs. Over the centuries, these natural stone structures didn't just provide shelter for nature. They became a hiding place for human history, keeping secrets hidden right inside the stone.
Whenever I come to the forest, I never want to go back home. Oh, look at that. You cannot pass here with a car. Well, it's too narrow for a car anyway, but yeah. Whenever there is a sign, it's because there is history. The tree basically it's tied to the rock. All the roots, it's in the rocks. This is amazing. It's amazing how nature adapts to live. Again, we have a sign, and I cannot read it because it's not in English, but I do understand a few things. Minehe ou mineha, mine du fer fur formé par sédimentation utilisée dans la production de fer. I have no idea if I'm saying it right. Détritique issus de l'agrégation et la cimentation du grain du sableux composé essentiellement de silice utilisé dans le secteur de la construction, important réservoir du souterrain. I am good at mimicking sounds. So I tried to study French. I really tried, but I have been so tired and still trying to adjust to everything here that I have no energy to study at all. And I feel like as I get older and older, I don't want to study anything anymore. Only if it's for fun, if it's something that, I like this topic, I'm interested about it, so I want to read about it. But French, I had some very, very bad experiences here with, people mocking, and if I'm in an environment, I'm trying to learn something, and then people start mocking and making fun of you because you're not saying it properly, I completely shut down. And I felt like, okay, you want to mock of me, so I'm not gonna learn. And then I didn't even try anymore. I tried a few courses. I do 1-2 days, and then I get sick of it. And not sick of it, but I'm tired, and I completely forgot that I had to study. I have other things in my mind, and life happens and I forget. Eventually I realized, it's been a month that I don't try to study anymore. But I'm surrounded by French everywhere. So that means when I go to the supermarket, people are speaking in French. At work, they are speaking in French. Same thing on the streets, anywhere. So I think my brain, even that I'm not trying, I'm listening, So I simply started pronouncing things very well recently, which is very weird. And now I'm starting to actually understand what people say sometimes. I kind of get what they're saying, which isn't this weird how our brain learn? At the same time, it does make some sense, because when we are children and we don't know how to speak, we don't come out of our mother's belly speaking, and understanding what people are saying. But we just absorb what's around us, and then suddenly we are repeating words and we are learning how to say things. But I feel like as we grow older, we start getting, we lose the curiosity that we have as children to learn things, and then making mistakes starts to become something that we feel ashamed of. While as a kid, I don't know, if you fall or if you break something, you cry it out, and then it's over and you forget about it. But then we become adults, and it starts getting so difficult to deal with these things, with these mistakes and with doing things wrong. And I feel like this kind of blocks people from learning new things, you know, because fear makes you stuck. And that's why people say that courage is not the absence of fear, it's actually facing your fears. And it takes courage even to learn a new language. In a place that people keep mocking of you, you should say something wrong, you know? They keep laughing at your face. I don't think that's the best way to teach people, you know? Unfortunately, it's not how people are taught everywhere. Sometimes you have good teachers and you have bad teachers, unfortunately. Look, I found another bug house. It's been a while that I don't see one. This is very big. Here they have this little houses made of wood, and they put pieces of wood and old grass or whatever, and it's supposed to be for bugs to procreate here. I'm not sure if this one is for this, but it looks like. If it's not and someone knows what it is, tell me. Ah, of course it is. Look at the sign. L'Hôtel des Insectes. I have 20% battery left. I feel like I need to stop recording and go home. I am far away from a place with good public transport. I mean, I had to take 2 buses. No, I got the tram and then the train and then a bus and then a van to get to this place. So yeah, 4 different types of public transport to get to this place. So it's not good to be out of battery here, because then I have no idea how I'm gonna make the connection between the buses, because I have never been here before, and then I'll have to ask for information to go back home. This place is so nice. I come to these places and I wanted to find a house to live here. But it's hard. It's hard to find a house in Luxembourg in the places that you want to live. You have to get lucky. Me. How do you call a ship? Oh, I cannot focus on them. Ah, finally. It was getting the fence. Hey! They were running and playing.
Luxembourg might be a small country, but it has a way of hiding massive stories in the most unexpected places. It makes you realize that every forest has a past, if you're willing to walk far enough to find it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to subscribe.